there's another issue going on now. Tyson Foods, several Tyson food plants, one in Waterloo, Iowa, has been shut down. One, I think, in
Yeah.
Worthington, Missouri, has been shut down. Smithfield Farms of food, pork, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and several other major Smithfield, which is pork processing, and JBS beefs. There are 10 of them that have between those plants themselves, we have nearly 20,000 workers that have been infected with coronavirus. And these are all Midwest states, by the way. These are not New York states. We don't have kind of processing going on in the North.
Right.
These plants have been shut down. And then you sent me an article regarding, what was it, regarding 2 million chickens will be killed in Delaware.
Yes. Between Delaware and Maryland, there are two farms in which they have to depopulate, which just simply means to kill in a humane way 2 million chickens as a result of the processing plants closing down due to the coronavirus. And so when you think about the fact that they have to kill 2 million chickens because they are not getting the demand that they used to be getting. And if they kept the chickens, then it would overwhelm the housing of trying to keep these chickens is really phenomenal when you think about, how much this coronavirus is affecting the world at large.
Well, it's going to affect the food supply, and I think that's what you're getting at. And
Yes.
we're trying to, your husband, Elder Lafleur, is trying to keep us supplied with food here, stocked up, and we got more to do. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask the audience a question. They're going to kill 2 million chickens and just destroy them, right? They're not
Yes.
going to be. They're never going to make it to anybody's dinner table. They're going to try to do it in a humane way. I don't know what that means. But Sabbath, I mean, what if somebody like Jay-Z or Bill Gates said, all right, rather than you killing these chickens or just destroying them, there's a famine in Kenya right now. The people are suffering from a food shortage and famine. If they can get a cup of rice, they'd be delighted. But if they get some rice and chicken, so what if Bill Gates, right, or Michael Bloomberg said, forget about it, Delaware, don't kill, and also to Tyson's and to the JBS meat where they're not throwing away this food, said we're going to ship it all to Kenya or to Nigeria. Would that be a big welfare program, or does that make sense? To me, it seems like rather than just letting those chickens rot in a grave, process them and ship them to Kenya.
Absolutely. I mean, that would make perfect sense, Pastor. But in order to do that, would require management at the level where they're using some type of wisdom. And obviously, we don't see that. Farmers have, in the past month or so, farmers have dumped out millions of gallons of milk. They have destroyed vegetables and other kind of crops. And now they are getting ready to kill 2 million chickens. So, you think about the world and that there's hunger all over the world. Certainly they could send the foods to the places that needs it if there was proper management in order, but we don't have that.
Obama is from Kenya. Why don't they, great shot, Mr. Engineer, why don't Al Sharpton or Obama advocate that this be sent to Haiti?
Right.
It'll be right down there, right? You put it on the ship, put it on the comfort of the mercy ship, bam, you're down there in Port-au-Prince, right? And you can eat the food rather than destroying it. Have you seen the farmers plowing under acres and acres of corn as well? Because they're dumping milk because the restaurants that usually buy large amounts of cheese and milk and corn and pork and beef and chicken are not buying that now. So they're just plowing it underground. They can use it in Haiti, I think. Or Nigeria.
Of course they could. But Pastor, in order to do that, one is they would have to care about the Hamite people. And we already know that the Hamite people is on the bottom of the list as far as Japheth is concerned. To think that they would actually do this for them in this sense, I'm not regarding that they do give other handouts out as rice and all those other things, but to think that they would think about the Hamite people in this regards as to give them these types of things that we have obviously in surplus because they're getting ready to kill all of them is a whole nother story in itself.
Well, I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm going to ask you to call Joe Biden right? Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Biden. Biden, I'm going to ask you to call Joe Biden. Mr. Vice President Joe Biden. I call him, Biden my time, Joe. I'm going to ask you to call Joe Biden, right? He's sitting
Mm-hmm.
in the basement. He's in Delaware where they're killing these chickens. I'm going to ask you to call Joe and tell him to start a national campaign of salvaging all the food that's being destroyed by these major meat and pork and about the pork, these chicken and beef plants and all this other, and send it to Haiti or send it to the nations of Africa at present where there are famines, or to India for that matter. Will you call them up? It seems to
Whether or
me.
not he would listen would be a whole nother story.
I
But
think if you
Pastor,
called
really
him, he would
quick,
listen.
as I heard you mention Saturday watching the video of Kenya, and I watched it as well. I also watched a video in Nigeria in regards to the coronavirus, though it be smaller scale than what we have here. And one of the Nigerian men standing with his two children stated that I would rather die from coronavirus than die from hunger. And when he made that statement, Pastor, it went straight to my heart, because when you think about how bad hunger is, and to hear this man state that I'd rather die from the coronavirus than die from hunger is quite something. And so again, when we talk about all of this food that's being destroyed and not being able to give it to the people who could really use it, this again marks the times that we're living in, and that is the tribulation.
I gotta let you go, but before I go, where's Kim Jong Un? I gotta. What have you?
Where's Waldo?
They report this boy ain't been seen in a long time.
Yes.
He didn't show up for his grandfather's celebration the other day. A lot of people saying, do you have any insight on this? Where is that?
We have no idea. We have absolutely no idea.
They said he's overweight. That's true. He smokes a lot. That he's got gout. That perhaps maybe he's got the coronavirus. Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah.
I think if he was dead, you don't know that they would report it right away. But if he's got coronavirus and he's trying to get past it, that virus could keep you in bed for 3-4 weeks. That virus is a monster. Anybody ask anybody who had it, ask Elder Smith, he'll tell you. But he may have coronavirus and don't want anybody to know it. Because remember, they put out a report when he was visible that nobody in North Korea's got coronavirus, But down south in South Korea, they got more coronavirus down there in South Korea than you can shake a stick at.
They do. And, no matter what the case is with Kim Jong-un, they're not going to tell us. So.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. All right, listen, Sabbath, great having you on today. We haven't had you in quite some time. It's really a great dialogue looking at this business. And
Thank you for having me, Pastor.
Well, I think the world's going to depend on you to call Joe Biden. And so they're killing chickens in Delaware, man. And if you don't do it, Trump is going to use it as a campaign ad against him. He's going to say, because he's going to hear that you said it, and he's going to say that Joe Biden let them kill all them chickens when they could have sent those chickens over there to Kenya and fed people in Kenya or in Nigeria. Well, a man said he'd rather die of the virus than die of hunger. And Joe Biden didn't lift a finger. I'll see what happens. Thanks a lot, Sabbath.
Thank you, Pastor.
God bless you. Thank you for your
God bless you as well. Peace.
Peace. This is a bit of a news blog we do looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I am he. I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.